Hi there, welcome to Homekeepers. So glad to be with you today, my friend, and I think you're going to be glad you tuned in. But I just want to tell you right at the top of the program how much we appreciate you and the feedback we get from you. We feel like we're really best friends. And so thank you for being there for Homekeepers. And I have a new best friend. His name is Edward R. Williams. I just met him, and sometimes you meet somebody and you think, I've known them a long time. And that's the way I feel about this guest. He wrote a book on wealth building for beginners. What could be better? If you can have a vision of building wealth when you're younger, and you get that first job, and you have a real understanding of money and the Bible. I've been told, I didn't look it up myself, but I've been told that statistically, Jesus talked more about money just about than anything else. And it is all throughout the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament. That's what tells us how to manage it. And a lot of people don't know that. So my friend Edward has put that in this book. And it's a wonderful book. It's an easy read. It's easy to understand, and very specific in the way you get that paycheck and you kind of divide it up. This could be a very helpful conversation for you. And I'm going to join Stephanie. How does this sound? Zucchini, carrot, and apple muffins. I mean, that sounds downright healthy. They smell good. They look wonderful. I'm anxious to taste one, so we'll fix them for you. But before I join her, I told you that, that Wanda got busy and she started cleaning out all the bookshelves. We have quite a few because we offer a lot of books. And so we're just trying to get those out that we haven't sent yet. So this is a wonderful book called When All Plans Fail by Dr. Paul Williams. And this deals with plans for catastrophes. Now, you don't plan to have one, but it's a good idea to have plans in case one comes your way. And he is very qualified because he's a medical missionary, been all over the world. This could be a very valuable book in your little library. So we're offering it to you on this program for a gift of $15. Actually, it could be a lifesaver. And you can order it by writing to Homekeepers, Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida, 33758. Or call credit card 1-800-229-0059. And we will get it out to you. And I've joined Stephanie. And look at us.
We did not call each other and say we're black and white. It just happened.
Just happened, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so zucchini carrot muffins. They smell delicious.
Yes, and I want to say something. I thought this had an unusual amount of sugar. And I read an article not too awfully long ago that most recipes, you can cut that in half and it won't. So is that, let's throw half of that
We're
way.
gonna do half, right.
Okay.
I did all of it in the first one, but we'll do half in this one.
Is that the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
I'll just do half.
I'll throw part of it in the
I'll just do half. It's
waste.
okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good idea.
Throw things
Okay.
away.
Anything I'm supposed to do?
Okay, so you have 3 cups of flour. You have a teaspoon each of baking powder, cinnamon, and
It's baking soda and salt.
Soda and salt. Yes, my brain.
It goes
And
in.
Yeah, so just do the dry ingredients.
Okay.
for me. I'm doing wet, so I'm gonna do half. It calls for 1.5 cups of sugar. We're just gonna do half of that, and we're not gonna throw the rest of it away like Miss Rippey just suggested. You don't throw things away.
Well,
2 eggs and a cup of oil. I'm gonna mix the wet ingredients. She's whisking up the dry ingredients.
when I introduced Stephanie to my guest, Edward Williams, I told him she had a fabulous testimony on money.
Yep.
And is there anybody that's not interested in money?
I mean, if you want to live, I guess you need money, so.
Also, if they tell you that, they're not telling you the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
I went from double upside down mortgage, tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt, to completely debt-free, no mortgage, so.
No mortgage. Yes, he's over there, rah, rah, rah.
I never thought it would, I honestly never thought it would be possible.
I didn't
There
either.
was no light at the end of that tunnel. In fact, Miss Rippey kind of told me to walk away from my mortgage. And I just
I know
felt
it, and I shouldn't have done that.
obligated.
Well, that was a time when everybody was kind of upside down
So
on their
upside
mortgage,
down,
and that is scary.
Yep. So
And honestly, with you, I didn't see any way out.
I did not either. There was no light at the end of that tunnel, and then but there was.
There
because
was.
I never stopped tithing. I never stopped giving. Listen, in the depths of it, the Lord would say, "You do this," and I'd be like, "I can't," and He said, "Do it now." And then I would do it, and then something would happen. And I mean, He was faithful, so faithful. So I'm going to mix the wet and the dry. Okay.
Look at all this fresh stuff.
Yeah, so we have a cup of zucchini, a cup of shredded apples, and a cup of shredded carrots.
I'll
So
get that
it's
rid of
kind of
that for you.
healthy. Yeah. And then we have, I put it in 12 muffin things this morning, but they were really, really full.
And Susan in her wisdom.
Yeah, and our thing's like, those are kind of full. I'm like, yep. And I just left it.
I could just see it spread all over the
so
muffin
Susan,
pan.
in her infinite wisdom, she made more. So we have more. We have what, 16, 18. So I'm just going to mix all of this.
But when you look at this recipe, for one thing, you could put whole wheat flour in it.
Sure.
And when you cut down that sugar half, I mean, each little muffin's not getting a teaspoon of sugar.
Right.
So
Right. So cut that sugar. I mean, you don't, a cup and a half of sugar. That is a lot.
yeah, I thought.
Listen, when
what's
I
your
cook
problem there?
when I cook in the morning, it's like 6:45, 7 a.m. I'm not thinking. I'm just doing. So that's why it's all in that. So if you want to get that other, get us one. We'll taste it. And this is just going to get scooped into a muffin tin. It's going to be 350 degrees for about 25 minutes.
I mean,
This would be
these,
great with a cup of coffee
look at
or a
that,
cup
they're
of tea.
perfect.
So good.
I'm going to have myself a cup of tea
Yep.
later today.
This is a pretty
You're the
thick
coffee
batter.
drinker, right?
I am. I love my coffee.
I never have liked coffee.
my
Maybe
fir-
it's because my mother's British.
Listen, first thing in the morning, the first button that gets pushed
Is it all
is
set, ready to
yeah,
go?
you better believe it. Okay, so then you just
Oh,
scoop
that's
it.
good.
on a
Let me
taste.
tell you.
Oh, it's nice and warm right out of the oven. Nice texture. Let's see.
I'll tell you when I appreciate coffee.
That's so good.
I used to fly out of Tampa every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the first flight. That's very, very early.
Mm.
And when you're walking in the plane and you're turning right to go find your seat, you can smell the coffee.
Mm.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
So it does smell good. All right. I'm
So
waiting
good.
to swallow because my mother said do not talk when you have food
Put
in
it in
your
your
mouth.
mouth. Right.
Okay, if you want this recipe, information's coming up on your screen to get it the way most convenient for you. So take advantage of that, and then I want you to meet my friend, Edward Williams. You're really going to like him, I promise that. Stay there.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, you may receive it by contacting us through social media as listed on the screen. When requesting a copy through the mail, be sure to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Thank you, and please know we always appreciate hearing from our viewers.
Okay, I got excited when I got this book in the mail. Anyway, I love the color, the cover. It just kind of grabs you, and kind of feel like that you know that gentleman when you see his picture. He's got a wonderful smile. Welcome to Homekeepers. So glad to have you with us.
And I am glad to be here, certainly.
From the Washington, D.C. area.
Yes.
I have been there many times, and I just love it. There's kind of an energy there that's nowhere else in the United States. Maybe it's the seat of power and all the senators and all. It's just very exciting.
Just powerful. Just
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah.
There's something about it. Just a little human interest story. My husband and I were evangelists before he passed away, and we were in the White House the day that Jacqueline Kennedy moved out.
Wow.
And saw, I don't think you can get in as easily now.
No.
Right.
No.
But this maintenance man was carrying John's crib down the stairs. She was moving it. It was the most, and the black bunting everywhere. And, that's a sad story, but there's something about Washington, D.C. that everything is just a little bit more alive, so.
Agreed. Yes. Yes, definitely.
All right. You're like a lot of money expert people in that you used to be very bad with money, right?
All right, now don't embarrass me. All right.
I think you're more the generation that thinks when you get a credit card in the mail that God sent it.
Indeed. Indeed. Just swipe, yes.
How bad did it have to get before you kind of had a born-again money experience?
Wow, Arlene, so my story, I mean, I hit rock bottom. And I was fortunate enough because out of college, I got a great job, just making great money. I did investment banking on Wall Street, and, great salary. And there was an incident that really knocked me off of my feet because I thought I was doing fine. I was able to buy everything I needed. And my dad, he got sick with diabetes and needed me to help take care of my mom while he was in the hospital. And of course, I'm like, sure, Dad, I'm gonna take care of you. And looked in the pocket, and I was like, wow, I don't have that much money to be able to take care of Mom. What am I gonna do? What am I doing with all my money?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's my story.
And so then how did you climb out of it? There's a lot of debt, right?
Tons of debt.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of debt.
And that's not an uncommon story today,
Yeah.
many circles. And I think there is just a lot of people don't know. They don't know what the Bible teaches in the first place about money. But also, when a kid is born into a home where the parents weren't that knowledgeable with money, and that kid at 17 years old gets a credit card in the mail, they think that's the American way of handling money.
Christmas, you think like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Free money.
They don't know what cash is, right?
No idea. And I fell into that trap as well.
Mm-hmm.
I fell into that trap.
Well, I have to say that I was taught properly. And my grandparents came from England.
Okay.
And my mother was a toddler at the time. And to watch them, he worked so hard and would never have gone back on a debt. Just that, honest. And he got caught up, but he mended streets in Greeley, Colorado. He patched the street. And so I knew that you don't spend more than you make, and I knew tithing and all, but you know what? I didn't have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you might not end up in a lot of debt, but you don't get any as quickly.
Yeah, you just, it's kind of like that sailboat. You just float around in the water till you bump into land. You want to go in a direction of success. And without a plan, if you're not organized and structured properly, then you're not going to get to where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Do you speak for gatherings about money? And
I do. I do, certainly.
yes. And the website will be on the screen from time to time, so some of you pastors might want somebody to come and give some good instruction, some good biblical instruction, because it's not rocket science, is it?
There's no secrets.
Mm-hmm.
There's no secret sauce. If you spend less than you make, save a little bit for emergencies, all right, invest the rest, then eventually you're going to hit that target. Mm-hmm. So it's not rocket science. A lot of our challenges when we go into different churches and speak is more mindset issues than finance. Finance, I mean, we can teach you all the proper solutions on how to invest and different financial models to get to where you need to go. But the largest challenge that we have is just literally teaching someone how to save and that they can hit their goals properly.
And how to handle that weekly income.
Exactly.
Something else you mentioned in here that caught my eye was the people who want to appear rich.
Yes. Oh, my
Trust
goodness.
me, I've met them.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you something, you don't impress me.
Wow.
They might impress a lot of people, but your car,
Listen, I'm happy that they don't impress you, because that just shows seasoning and discipline, because it takes
And some maturity, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But it's you get a lot. A lot of people out there, they feel that they need to impress, and they feel that they need to show others that they have. So what they end up doing is, they'll display these material items, and these are all symbols of wealth, right? But there's no creations of wealth behind it. So you're just showing off all these symbols, and it's like, okay, all right, so where's the substance at? And you don't want to be in that category.
You're showing off your credit card debt, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned 3 poisonous P's. Perception. It takes a lot of money to look like you have a lot of money. That's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Yeah. The second one, I'll tell you what they are, and then he can elaborate on them. Perception, procrastination, and pride, and that's fabulous.
Thank you.
That really kind of just puts it in your vision.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that can go by. So we've kind of talked about people who want to impress. Procrastination, are those the ones that think, I'll get it together tomorrow, instant gratification and all that?
Kick the can down the road. I won't worry about it. I got time. I have plenty of time. I can do that next week. Oh, maybe next week arrives. I can do that in a month. I mean, no worries. I got this under control. And then all of a sudden, when they hit retirement, they have maybe, 2 weeks before, they're calling out offices and, hey, look, I want to retire in 2 weeks. Can you get us there? But yeah, procrastination. The greatest message in the book that I wanted to share with our audience is start building now. Start building now. Don't wait until later. It doesn't matter where you are. You can have $1 in your pocket, but start now.
If I had it to do over raising my children, I think it'd be great if, as a family, we had a financial meeting once in a while. Yes. And when they get that first job, very first job, to help them allocate it. So we're going to give to the Lord here, and we're going to save this much. And I think you should always have some money to do with what you want, a little bit for that. But if they started that way, it could be a habit. Could be a lifetime habit.
Yeah.
I should have asked you this before the program started, but can you think of one person maybe you've counseled or whatever that's just the worst anybody worse than you?
Well, I don't know if there's worse than me out there, Arthur Lee, but I do have a few clients that, they're very challenging to coach. They're very challenging because they haven't built proper habits. And, there's a sense of entitlement that they feel when they earn money. And, I tell everyone this. It's always the little things that get you. When you're earning a good check, or any type of check, you feel entitled to, purchase that coffee every day. Or you feel entitled to eat out whenever you want to. Or you feel entitled to, take a vacation. You deserve a vacation. Maybe you deserve 4 vacations, right? And that sense of entitlement is really blocking your wealth goals, because those small expenses add up.
Would that entitlement group be in your 3 Ps, the pride group? They kind of know it.
They know it all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think that maybe people think if they get that first paycheck and maybe they put $10 in a savings, that that's nothing,
Yeah.
But they don't realize the growth that's possible over a lifetime.
Yes.
If you save that much.
Yes, indeed. In fact, if you take $1, you take $1 and just double it every year for 20 years, so $1 goes to $2, $2 go to $4, $4 go to $8. You do that for 20 years and you have over $1 million. So yeah, start small if you need to.
Yes, and I think we've been through a very rough time for a lot of people financially with COVID. They couldn't work. They lost their job. I think of church evangelists. I mean,
Yeah.
that's wiped out.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it. I know a lot of people in the Christian world who are singers, and they go from church to church on weekends and,
Yeah.
and are paid for that, wiped out.
Yeah.
And I wonder how some of them survived, because it's been a year and probably no income at all. So do you think a lot of people do not even understand or know what their net worth is, or maybe their net loss?
Yeah, that's a great question, because when I ask this question to people, I say, do you know your net worth? Most people don't. Most people don't know what their net worth is, and that's a problem, because what doesn't get measured doesn't get counted. And net worth is just simply what you own minus what you owe. That's pretty
not
basic.
rocket science.
Not rocket science, but you should know that number. You should know that number.
I go over that very frequently at my age. I more and more inform my children, on everything.
Yeah.
Because your paycheck represents kind of your worth to this world. It should be, I don't think sacred's the right word, but it should be really treated carefully.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
And the Bible teaches us exactly what to do with our money.
Exactly. And I like what you had mentioned earlier about there's more money passages in the Bible than anything else. And I agree with that statement. And so if this is so sacred, this is so important, why is there just little education about it?
Exactly. So you suggest you protect the money coming into your household. You really should take it more seriously than we do. Your book
Yes.
made me do that. You say save a quarter of what you make.
Yes.
Is that high? Is that workable?
So, I think so. I think so. I don't think that's high at all. In fact, the wealthy of the world typically save 50%.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about just controlling your expenses.
In other words, you save a quarter of what you make.
So let's imagine you have $1. Okay, so you have $1 of that. So you tear that dollar in half, all right? And now we have 50 cents. Out of that 50 cents, you tear, let's say, you pay bills, with let's say a quarter of that, right? And then you have a quarter that you spend you put away. If you can put that 50 cents away every single year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I mean, yeah, you'll end up going to where you need to go.
And the blessing of America, these companies, sometimes they're not all that big, but they offer a retirement program.
Oh,
You ought to
certainly.
take advantage of it.
It's free money. Take advantage of all the employer programs, yeah.
I have a grandson. When he first got out of high school, he cleaned swimming pools. And I found out they offered a retirement plan after so many months or whatever. And so I really encouraged him to get in it, which he did. And he's gone on to other jobs now. And I said, don't touch it. Isn't it 20% if you mess with it before you're on?
10%. 10% penalty. Yeah, you get a 10% penalty if you
And
take it before
taxes.
59 and a half. And then you get taxes. Yes. You get taxes if you take it out before. Yeah, and you don't want to mess with that.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Don't mess with your retirement unless it's just the only thing that you can do, because emergencies do come along.
And it's a gift, too. People don't understand that. Your employer, they're gracious enough to offer you this plan. They're saying, hey, look, if you pay yourself $1, so you have a bucket, you pay yourself $1, we might match you. And so we'll put $1 into this bucket, And then you take this whole bucket, dump it in the stock market for stock market returns. You know, and it grows on tax deferred depending on the program. But yeah, incredible. Take advantage of that first.
If you just joined me, I've been talking to Edward R. Williams, and I certainly encourage this book. You can get it through his website, I'm sure Amazon and all those places.
Barnes & Noble,
They all have
Target.
it.
Yep.
It's called Wealth Building for Beginners. And, you know, Edward, I believe there are a lot of 70, 80-year-olds out there who are beginners. And as long as you're still alive and you're getting a little paycheck, it's not too late, is it?
Never too late.
In the time we have left, I know that you hit rock bottom and have come out of it financially and all that, but what would you say to people who are maybe feeling that now and they think they have no future monetarily?
Well, I think that you said it earlier, just putting a plan together.
Yes.
Right? Just putting a plan together, no matter where you are. You start, you know, and put that plan together, and then that motivation will lead you to the next steps. You know, figure out where you are, you know, where you want to be, and then just draw a plan.
And discipline is nice too. You can warm up a cup of soup at home instead of eating in a restaurant.
Yes, yes, and that's exactly what I did. I cut out all the fat. I mean, I had cable, cut it out. You know, when I hit rock bottom, I had to get rid of those things. I couldn't watch cable. I read books like you. You know, I read books. I sold my car. You know, I just got rid of everything that I didn't need.
Was it real painful?
Oh, it was hard. It was hard because my lifestyle had became dependent on those things. You know, then when your friends don't see you riding around in the same cars anymore, it's like, hey, what? You know, Edward, are you okay? You know, but I was okay. I was just focused on getting to where I wanted to go.
Looking back, you thank the Lord.
Indeed, number
Taught
one.
you a lot, huh?
Number one.
Yep.
Number one.
If you're ever in the area, come back and see us.
Oh, I would
we
love
barely
to.
scratched the surface of what you have to say in the book. I hope you will take advantage of it, and also, if you're in debt, it's time to do something about it. And you know, you can pray and ask the Lord to help you and guide you to the right situations. It's not impossible. We heard Stephanie's testimony a while ago. It's pretty dramatic. But also, if you need to pray with someone, we have prayer partners standing by. That number will come up on your screen. And please, please remember that you are deeply loved by this program and all the people here. And remember that there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.
If you should miss a Homekeepers program, you can catch up by going to www.ctnonline.com. Click on CTN Programs and then on Homekeepers.